Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Baltimore, RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, Ravens fans. If you thought this season was intense, buckle up. Because the latest whispers in the NFL circuit suggest that Baltimore might be on the verge of making a seismic move that could redefine our secondary's future and send shockwaves through the AFC North and beyond. Rumors are swirling that the Ravens are eyeing a blockbuster trade to acquire Antoine Winfield Jr. from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and let me tell you, this could be one of the most strategic and impactful moves we've seen in recent years. The buzz started from some whispers caught by Diana Rossini, and it's gaining momentum as insiders weigh the potential implications. So what's all the fuss about? Well, for starters, Winfield Jr. is a game-changing safety. He's a hybrid defender who can do it all, cover tight ends, blitz effectively, and make plays all over the field. His versatility is exactly what Baltimore's secondary needs right now. The Ravens have been battling inconsistency in the back end, especially with the high number of big plays allowed, about 2 per game in 2025, which is quite a concerning statistic for a team with Super Bowl ambitions. Our secondary has been a mix of resilience and vulnerability, and with the season winding down, it's clear that upgrading that unit is crucial. Winfield's impact isn't just about the stats, it's about the intangibles he brings to the field. The guy is a true ball hawk with 5 interceptions already this season, and he's not just sitting on those picks. He's creating turnovers, forcing fumbles, and making his presence felt with 13 pass defenses, 4-5 sacks, and a PFF grade of 89.2, which places him among the top safety grades across the league. His coverage EPA of -0. 41 indicates he's highly effective in coverage, and despite a shoulder injury in Week 7 that sidelined him for a game, he's been resilient and productive throughout the year. His career numbers speak volumes: 17 interceptions, 45 pass defenses, 14 sacks, and a run support win rate of around 35%. That's the kind of player who can elevate an entire defense, especially in a divisional race where every play counts. Now, why would the Buccaneers consider trading him? Well, Tampa Bay is in a bit of a rebuilding phase. They're sitting at 5-9, and their secondary has been allowing an alarming amount of passing yards, about 265 yards per game in 2025. The Bucs are focused on retooling their roster, prioritizing youth and draft picks, especially on the offensive line, to rebuild for the future. They're also mindful of the cap hit that Winfield's $25 million contract imposes, which weighs heavily on their financial flexibility. Rumors are that Tampa is more inclined to focus on draft capital and younger players, rather than committing big money to a hybrid safety who might not fit into their long-term plans. The Ravens, on the other hand, see Winfield as a perfect fit to bolster their secondary and turn their defensive struggles into strength. With the current safety situation, particularly with the question marks surrounding Marcus Williams and the overall resilience of the unit, adding a player like Winfield would be a game-changer. His ability to read plays, his high football IQ, and his knack for making impactful plays fit perfectly into Baltimore's defensive philosophy. Plus, with the pressure we've seen in the secondary, especially allowing over 2 big plays per game, bringing in someone like Winfield could dramatically reduce that number and give our pass rush more room to breathe. The projections are quite optimistic. If Baltimore manages to acquire him, analysts believe his interception rate could jump by around 22%, and his ability to shut down deep passes could reduce touchdowns allowed in those situations by approximately 20%. That's massive. His impact on blitz packages would be equally significant, impacting the stop rate by roughly 17% compared to our current safety tandem, which has been giving up some costly plays. His presence in blitz schemes could boost turnovers by about 8 per season, which would be a massive boost for a defense that's been trying to find more consistency. Tactically, Winfield's versatility is a huge asset. He can cover tight ends like David Njoku effectively, which has been a challenge for our defense at times. His ability to switch between deep coverage and blitzing adds a layer of unpredictability to our defense, making it harder for opponents to scheme against us. This kind of flexibility is exactly what we need in the AFC North, where rival offenses are tough, and every bit of unpredictability helps. Now, there's also an interesting comparison to be made here. Trading for Winfield could mirror what the Ravens did with Minkah Fitzpatrick back in 2019. Fitzpatrick's arrival transformed our defense into a more aggressive ball-hawking unit that became a playoff staple. If Baltimore pulls off this trade, it could do the same for Winfield, turning our secondary into a true defensive powerhouse. The potential jump in our Super Bowl odds is significant, moving from plus 800 to plus 400, with Winfield acting as the X-factor in stopping Steelers' passing attacks, which have been averaging around 250 yards per game. His presence could elevate our chances of making a deep playoff run, especially if combined with a solid pass rush and improved run defense. Of course, the Buccaneers aren't making this deal lightly. They're asking for a first-round pick, and it's understandable. They want to maximize the return for a player of Winfield's caliber. But for Baltimore, that investment could be worth it, considering the strategic benefits. A strong secondary anchors a championship-caliber defense, especially in a division where the Ravens have been striving for consistency. It's all about the long-term vision, building a resilient, aggressive, and versatile defense that can shut down the best offenses in the league. Looking ahead, this move could also be a signal of the Ravens aiming to finalize their defensive rebuild after some injury setbacks and personnel changes this season. The team has shown resilience, but reinforcing the secondary with a player like Winfield aligns perfectly with their goal of contending for another Super Bowl. The AFC North is fiercely competitive, with teams like the Bengals, Steelers, and Browns all striving to be the division's top dog each year. Adding a player like Winfield could give Baltimore that extra edge needed to secure the division and make a serious playoff push. In terms of the bigger picture, this potential trade emphasizes the strategic mindset the Ravens are adopting: aggressive, calculated, and focused on acquiring players who can have an immediate impact. It's reminiscent of the way the team has built in the past, targeting players who fit their defensive philosophy and can elevate the entire unit. Winfield's arrival would send a message to the league and the division. Baltimore is serious about reclaiming its spot at the top and making another Super Bowl run. So, Ravens fans, this isn't just about adding another player. It's about shaping the future of our defense, solidifying our chances, and making a bold statement to the rest of the league. If this trade goes through, it might be one of the most impactful moves in recent franchise history, setting the stage for a dominant defense that could carry us deep into the playoffs. Keep your eyes on this story because the next few days could be pivotal in shaping the future of the Baltimore Ravens. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think bringing in Antoine Winfield Jr. would make us instant Super Bowl contenders? Or do you believe the asking price is too steep? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. We're in this together, and the future looks bright, especially if we can make moves like this to build a defense that strikes fear into every opponent on our schedule. Let's go, Ravens!